Key 1. Stoic, the true source of self-worth, turning inward. In a world where everything is observed, commented on, and judged, it's easy to feel like our self-worth is in the hands of others. Whether it's the constant feedback from society or the opinions of those around us, it might seem like we're being measured by an external scale. But what if the true measure of your value isn't determined by others, but by something far deeper within you? In this exploration, we're diving into a revolutionary concept rooted in ancient Stoic wisdom. Your true value comes from within, not from the applause or critiques of the crowd, not from a number of likes, comments, or followers you collect. Today, we'll uncover how embracing Stoic principles can completely shift your understanding of self-worth, guiding you toward a more resilient and authentic life. If you're ready to challenge the conventional and explore a deeper, more fulfilling way of living, you're in the right place. This journey is not about simple solutions or quick fixes. It's about questioning everything we've been taught about how to value ourselves and learning to live by a radically different truth. True worth comes from inside. Let's talk about something that we all face but rarely stop to fully understand: the trap of external validation. We live in a world where social approval is an ever-present force, woven into our daily interactions. Whether it's the likes we get on social media or the feedback we receive from others, these external affirmations can often feel like the foundation of our happiness and self-esteem. But is that really where our worth comes from? Stoicism, a powerful philosophy from ancient Greece and Rome, boldly challenges this idea. Stoics argue that true good is found not in the opinions of others, but in our own virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation. They believe that everything outside of these internal values, including external judgments, is beyond our control and ultimately irrelevant to our happiness. Imagine for a moment a life where your peace isn't disturbed by a critical comment online or a disapproving glance from someone in public. Stoicism isn't just about enduring challenges. It's about understanding what deserves your energy and being able to redirect your focus onto what truly matters. Think about the last time you posted something online. There's often a powerful, almost irresistible urge to check for reactions, likes, comments, shares. Each notification is like a little hit, a momentary boost to your ego. But we all know how fleeting that high is, don't we? After a few minutes, the satisfaction fades, and the urge to check again returns. This cycle can become addictive, pulling us further away from self-reliance and internal contentment. What's more, this need for validation doesn't stay confined to the digital world. It spills into our real lives, subtly shaping our behaviors, choices, and even how we present ourselves to fit what we think will earn approval. But here's the Stoic truth: when you base your happiness on the approval of others, you surrender your power. You build your self-worth on a foundation that's as unstable as the opinions of those around you. Opinions that shift and change like the wind. True freedom comes from turning inward, from validating yourself, from aligning with your own values, and seeking approval from within. Stoicism offers a powerful antidote to the trap of external validation, self-validation. The Stoics teach us that true worth lies in living by our own reason and virtues, not by the fleeting applause of the crowd. When we seek approval from within, we build an inner fortress that is impervious to external judgments. This isn't about being indifferent to the thoughts or feedback of others. It's about recalibrating how much weight those opinions carry in our lives. Instead of seeking constant affirmation, Stoicism encourages us to live authentically, guided by our own principles. We focus on making decisions that align with our values and act in ways that reflect our true selves, not to please others or fit into societal molds. This shift is profoundly liberating. It's not always easy or quick, but it's empowering. By prioritizing internal validation, you free yourself from the cycle of external approval and start making decisions that resonate with your true self. You become proactive, not reactive, choosing paths that align with your own definition of success. Stepping into Stoic philosophy, we find a refreshing and radical approach to self-worth. Unlike today's culture, which often measures worth by external factors like achievements or appearances, Stoicism teaches that true self-worth is rooted in your virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Your value comes from the choices you make that align with these virtues, not from the approval of others. In practical terms, this means your worth isn't determined by how many likes you get on a post, how many compliments you receive on your outfit, or how many people praise your achievements. While these external factors can be pleasant, they should never form the foundation of your self-worth. Instead, you should ask yourself, am I making decisions I can stand by? Am I living truthfully and ethically? This internal dialogue builds a type of self-respect that is unshakable. It doesn't rely on external circumstances. It's self-generated and self-sustained. It creates a life where you live with integrity, choosing actions based on your own principles and not based on what others expect or approve of. One of the most powerful tools for reinforcing this internal source of self-worth is the Stoic practice of daily reflection. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca practiced journaling and meditation to reflect on their actions each day. This isn't about beating yourself up for mistakes or tallying up your successes. It's about honestly evaluating whether your actions align with your values. Through this practice, you begin to define your worth not by how others see you, but by how well you live according to your own virtues. This regular self-assessment helps you stay grounded and focused on what truly matters, allowing you to cultivate a life of true personal growth. Adopting the Stoic mindset doesn't mean you stop caring about what others think. It means you recalibrate the influence external voices have on your sense of self. Feedback from others becomes just information, useful for growth, but not a measure of your worth. You begin to see praise and criticism alike as tools for self-improvement rather than as the foundation for your happiness. By choosing to look inward for validation, you break free from the traps of external approval and begin to live more authentically. You start making choices that are true to yourself, grounded in your own values, and guided by your inner sense of purpose. In a world obsessed with outside validation, embracing Stoic wisdom allows you to reclaim your power and build a life that is truly your own. Key 1. Stoic true inner peace comes when you view your self-worth as something that arises from within, not dependent on external approval or fleeting societal standards. When you cultivate this kind of inner security, you no longer feel tossed around by other people's opinions or societal pressures to conform. Instead, you unlock the freedom to live a life that reflects your authentic self, grounded in the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy. At the heart of Stoicism is the cultivation of inner courage, a concept that goes beyond grand heroic feats or physical challenges. Stoic courage is the quiet bravery that is required in everyday life to live authentically and stick to your principles, even when external forces push you to do otherwise. It's the courage to face your own flaws and fears, and to act in ways that are true to your values, not just in ways that avoid discomfort or seek social approval. This kind of courage compels you to look inward and ask yourself, why am I doing this? Are your actions guided by a genuine belief in their rightness? Or are they driven by the desire for validation or fear of judgment? Consider a situation where you choose to stand up for a cause that's unpopular but just. The courage isn't just in taking the stand. It's in overcoming the internal battle with doubt and fear. Stoic courage means sticking to your course, even when the path is rocky, trusting that your internal compass is aligned with virtue. Moreover, true courage in Stoicism involves accepting and working through your own vulnerabilities. It's about recognizing your fears, anxieties, and uncertainties, not as weaknesses, but as natural human experiences that can be met with rational thought and controlled action. This doesn't mean letting your emotions dictate your actions, but rather observing them and choosing your response based on wisdom, not impulse. This kind of courage is liberating because it frees you from the need to control things beyond your reach, like other people's opinions or outcomes that are out of your hands. Instead, it shifts your focus to what you can control: your beliefs, your actions, and your virtues. Living by inner courage means you're not simply reacting to the world around you. You're actively shaping your life in alignment with who you truly are. It also involves the courage to revise your beliefs and actions when new insights or better reasoning come into play. This adaptability is its own form of bravery because it requires letting go of long-held convictions when they no longer hold up to rational scrutiny. Stoic wisdom is not about having all the answers, but about approaching life with an open, discerning mind that is ready to learn and evolve. Cultivating this kind of inner courage also builds resilience. Resilience that doesn't just help you endure hardships, but helps you thrive in the face of them. Life's challenges become opportunities for personal growth, for practicing virtue, and for deepening your understanding of what it means to live a good life. Now, let's explore another aspect of Stoic philosophy: embracing vulnerability. At first, vulnerability may not seem to fit with the traditional image of Stoicism, which is often associated with Stoic endurance and emotional control. But surprisingly, Stoicism offers a profound and empowering approach to vulnerability. Rather than seeing vulnerability as a weakness, it invites us to see it as a powerful strength. Stoicism teaches that we are all human, subject to emotions, mistakes, and misfortunes. The Stoic strength lies not in denying these aspects of our humanity, but in embracing them with acceptance and rationality. Vulnerability in Stoicism is about acknowledging your fears and limitations and facing them with courage and integrity. It's about being honest with yourself and others about your struggles, not for the sake of seeking help or sympathy, but so that you can confront them openly and grow from them. Think about how much courage it takes to be truly vulnerable, to admit your weaknesses, your uncertainties, and your fears. This kind of openness, though difficult, is far more powerful than hiding your true feelings or pretending everything is fine. Vulnerability allows for deep self-reflection and personal growth, turning fears that once controlled you into challenges that you can face head-on. This practice of embracing vulnerability also fosters deeper, more meaningful connections with others. When you're honest about your own flaws and uncertainties, it opens the door for others to do the same, leading to more authentic, supportive relationships. Stoicism is not about isolation, but about building a community of rational, virtuous people who support one another through honest, meaningful interactions. Additionally, embracing vulnerability aligns perfectly with the Stoic practice of focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you cannot. By accepting that you cannot control everything, like other people's actions or emotions, you're free to focus on how you respond to them. In this way, vulnerability becomes an opportunity to exercise control over your reactions and decisions, rather than over the external world. Ultimately, vulnerability, when embraced, leads to a more authentic existence. It encourages you to confront your true self, with all your imperfections and uncertainties. This acceptance doesn't weaken you. Rather, it strengthens your resolve to live according to Stoic virtues and principles. Finally, Stoic practices help us build resilience in a much deeper way than simply bouncing back from difficulties. Resilience in Stoicism is about transforming every setback into an opportunity for growth. When you face challenges with the right mindset, they become opportunities to practice virtue and deepen your understanding of yourself and the world around you. Each difficulty becomes a stepping stone in the process of self-mastery, teaching you how to live a better, more virtuous life. Resilience, in this sense, is about seeing life's inevitable difficulties as opportunities to grow stronger, wiser, and more virtuous, rather than as obstacles to overcome. This perspective shift is one of the most profound teachings of Stoicism, helping us to not just endure, but to thrive. Key 1. Stoic in life. The foundation of resilience and mental clarity lies in recognizing the boundary between what we can control and what we cannot. Stoics teach us to focus on what is within our grasp, our thoughts, actions, and responses, while accepting that external events and others' behaviors are beyond our influence. This isn't about passively accepting fate, but actively choosing to engage with life in a way that preserves our mental energy. By dedicating our attention to what we can truly affect, we can conserve our resources and maintain composure in the face of life's unpredictability. A powerful Stoic practice to cultivate this mindset is daily reflection, often referred to as the evening meditation. This practice invites us to review the day's events, not to dwell on what went wrong externally, but to assess how we responded. It's an opportunity to reflect on our thoughts and actions, asking ourselves, did we react with virtue and wisdom? Such introspection helps build resilience, as we learn from our experiences rather than being defeated by them. Every challenge becomes a chance for growth, helping us handle similar situations with greater strength in the future. Stoicism also teaches us the power of perception management. Our response to any difficulty is shaped by how we view it. If we see challenges as insurmountable obstacles, we're more likely to feel overwhelmed. But if we understand them as natural tests of our character, we can approach them with a constructive attitude. This shift doesn't ignore the reality of hardship. It empowers us to face it with dignity and purpose. Another valuable Stoic tool for strengthening resilience is the premeditatio malorum, or premeditation of evils. This technique involves imagining potential challenges ahead of time. Rather than being pessimistic, it prepares our minds to respond calmly if those challenges arise. This practice reduces the shock and distress that often accompany unexpected setbacks, making us more resilient when things don't go as planned. For the Stoic, resilience is also about remaining true to our values, regardless of external pressures. The principle of amor fati, the love of fate, teaches us to embrace whatever life throws at us, trusting that each experience, whether good or bad, contributes to our growth. This isn't about passive resignation. It's an active choice to engage with life fully, recognizing that every experience offers an opportunity for personal development. As we practice Stoicism, we begin to see life's challenges as integral to our ethical growth. Obstacles aren't hindrances to be avoided. They're opportunities to apply Stoic virtues like courage, wisdom, and justice. This mindset helps us view adversity not as something that breaks us, but as something that shapes us into wiser and more virtuous individuals. Focusing on our own path isn't about isolating ourselves or rejecting the guidance of others. It's about making choices that align with our deepest values, not with societal pressures or the desires of those around us. Stoicism teaches self-sufficiency, not in a material sense, but in an emotional and intellectual one. We learn to find happiness and peace from within, relying less on external circumstances. This doesn't mean Stoics ignore their emotions. Instead, they aim for a state where happiness is not dependent on external conditions. True happiness, for the Stoic, comes from living according to reason, virtue, and our authentic values. As we navigate life's ups and downs, we must ask ourselves whether our actions are guided by what is right and virtuous, or by a desire for approval or fear of judgment. Central to Stoic practice is the idea that the obstacle is the way. Challenges are not roadblocks, but opportunities for growth. Every difficulty is a chance to apply Stoic virtues and strengthen our character. By embracing this principle, we begin to see obstacles as essential parts of our journey, not interruptions to it. This mindset also encourages personal responsibility. Stoicism teaches us that while we can't control external events, we always have control over how we respond. Focusing on our own path means taking ownership of our choices and their consequences. It means looking inward, not blaming others or circumstances, and finding ways to improve ourselves. Ultimately, focusing on our path is about living authentically. It's about crafting a life that reflects who we truly are, not one shaped by external pressures or fleeting desires. By following Stoic principles, we create lives of true fulfillment, built on reason, virtue, and personal integrity. When we focus on our own path, we contribute not only to our own well-being, but to a world guided by integrity and virtue. As you continue your journey, let Stoic wisdom illuminate your way. Embrace each challenge with courage and integrity, knowing that every moment is an opportunity for growth. Live virtuously, and you will find that the path you walk is one of lasting peace, purpose, and strength.